There was probably no one as cooler to kids in the 70s than Evel Knievel. This is our three-part series looking at the man, the legend, the icon. And today, to finish out the three-part video, we're going to look at the toys. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. Believe it or not, I'm the Junkman coming back at you with another video. What are we going to talk about? You know it. Evel Knievel. Now, this is a three-part video at 3 a.m. when we do the reaction videos. I watched him jump over some buses. It was awesome. I couldn't believe it. And then at noontime for the nooner video, I just talked about my memories of growing up, being a fan, like every kid in the 70s, of Evel Knievel. Today, for the third and final video, we're going to look at the Idol toys released by the toy company Idol. That's why it's called Idol Toys. And there's a lot of them. People just think of the stunt car that you cranked up and it jumped ramps. But oh no, there's a slew of them to get through. We've got to talk about a lot of toys here. So hopefully you're as excited as I am to talk about Evel Knievel toys. And we got two Evel Knievel shirts up at junkmanmerch.com. Boom! Right there. Can you believe it? Two! That's more than one. That's one more than one. That's two. Can't believe it. Go to junkmanmerch.com. Now, we're just going to have to get into this toy line. If not, I'll be here all day talking about Evel Knievel. But that's not a bad thing. I could talk about Evel Knievel all day. But let's start with the basic figures. Now, these are action figures, I guess you could call them, but they're more like tall, bendy figures. It's kind of odd. They feel rubbery. It's kind of like Evel Knievel after he broke every bone in his body and he has a coat hanger holding them together. It's really weird, and it's really, really thin. But they are, I guess, technically action figures. So let's look at the figures that came along in the Idol collection. First up, we have Evel Knievel in a blue suit. That's right, it's a suit that has blue on it. Now this came in two different styles of helmets. You got this one right here, and this one right here. I know, it's hard to really tell the difference, but it's two different styles. And then you have Evel Knievel released in a red suit. What does this mean? That means the suit's not brown. And it also came with two styles of helmet. This helmet and this one. But probably the Evel Knievel we all know and love was the Evel Knievel figure in a white suit. That meant the suit had a lot of white on it. It wasn't completely white. I mean, it wasn't like a Boss Hogg outfit. It had the stars and stripes that we all loved. There was also an Evel Knievel Stunt World Most Famous Stuntman box figure. That's right, it was a figure more in a box. And the next one we're going to look at is not even Evel Knievel. It's Robbie Knievel. That's right, his son. Yep, Robbie the Teenage Stuntman in box. Can you believe they made a figure of his son? I'm going to say Evel Knievel worked that into the contract with Idol, but that's just a guess. And then you have a set of deluxe figures. Arctic Explorer set. Look at that. Ooh, that's awesome. You have a racing set. That's right, it's more than just a figure. You get a racing set. You also have the Explorer set. Yep, you can explore with this Evel Knievel. And you have the rescue set, so you can rescue people with Evel Knievel. And there was even a bigger deluxe set called Road and Trail Adventure set. Now that's what I call an adventure. Whew. See, did you know they made so many just figures alone? That was a lot of figures, man. That was a lot of figures. Again, rubbery. Like I said, they're kind of like bendy figures, but bendies are usually cheap and stupid, and these are like the Cadillac of bendy figures, I guess. But they also did Diecast Vehicles. And you can't think Evel Knievel while thinking vehicles. I mean, that just goes together like peanut butter and ham. It just goes together. So let's take a look. You had a Real Man 6-pack with this pack that came with cars and cycles. And then you had the Cafe Racer. No, it's not a cafe with wheels on it. It's just this car right here. What about a drag bike? Yep, they made that. Isn't it awesome? They even made a chopper. Get to the chopper. Okay, that was horrible. I'm sorry I did that. They did a dragster, and you can see it right here. You're asking, did they make a Formula 4000? No, sadly they didn't. But they did make a Formula 5000. See? I didn't lie to you. There was also a Formula J. I don't know what that is, but I bet it's better than a Formula I. They even did a funny car. Ain't that funny? That makes me fall on the floor laughing just looking at it. They did the rat trap. Now that looks like a cool way to trap a rat. And what about a bicycle in the sky? I'm just joshing you. It's the Sky Cycle. That's right, Sky Cycle. What about the Strato Cycle? Yeah, you remember it? Well, here it is right here. And you can't have Evel Knievel without a stunt. And here's Stunt Psycho. What about Super Stock? No, I didn't say Super Stock, although that would have been cool to have also. This was Super Stock. And to round out the diecast was the Super Jet Cycle. Man, I wish I had one of those in my backyard right now. So you got your diecast and you got your figures. One thing you always cool with a toy line, playsets. Am I right? Who doesn't love playsets? Let's look at the ideal Evel Knievel playsets. Just the name alone makes this one of the coolest playsets ever. Skull Canyon. Isn't that creepy and scary? I hope Evel Knievel can make the jump over Skull Canyon. And then there was a stadium playset. Oh no, it wasn't a football stadium. It wasn't a lame baseball stadium. It was Stunt Stadium, where all the best stunts happen. And there's even something better than a stunt stadium, Stunt World. This was a whole world of stunts. Whew. Now that puts the word play in playset. Those are awesome. And let's look at another line of small vehicles they did. These are so awesome. Take a look. And for those that want to have Evel Knievel hang out in the canyon, you have the canyon rig. Breaker 19, there's a bear in the air and a stuntman in a van with the CB van. Hey, it's the 70s. Everything was revolving around the CB. There wasn't a bigger fad in the 70s. Also in the vehicle line, Fast Tracker in blue. And if blue wasn't for your liking, Fast Tracker in white. There was also the Canyon Sky Cycle. Wow, can you imagine driving that to school? How about a chopper? Get to the chopper! Oh, I did that joke already, and I apologize for it then, and I'll apologize for it now. Remember the Formula 5000 and the Formula J? Well, here's the Formula 1 dragster. And there's another funny car. Again, I'm just rolling around with laughter. You can't say 70s without a van, and if you're going to say it with this line, you have to say Scrabble Van. And last, from the small vehicle line, the Sidewinder. Hey, that's what my uncle used to call me. Well, that's a look at the small vehicles. So now we're at that point where we talk about the most popular toy of this line, and probably one of the most popular toys of the 70s, the Stunt Psycho. Again, a piece of plastic, you put the motorcycle on it, turn that crank, it would make awful sound. Sound like your teeth grinding on cement. But it was awesome. It would pop wheelies, jump ramps. I talked all about it in my Nooner video, so make sure you check that out. Oh, this thing was awesome, and there was 2 different releases. Let's check it out. Now, this came with the bike and the figure, so a lot of fun right out of the box. Now, if you were a kid like me in the 70s, there's a good chance you probably would have broken the crank. So you could also re-buy it again without the figure and the bike. That way you can still throw the same bike and figure on it and have hours of fun. That's a look at the Evel Knievel line from Ideal. Did you know they made so much? I mean, again, people just think of the Stunt Cycle, but there's so much more in this line. And it's awesome. It's very awesome. Again, this is my 3rd video about Evel Knievel today. Kind of wanted to do a video where all 3 videos were tied together and it was well received. I might do more like that. It's a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments below. Did you have any of these vehicles? Did you have any of these figures? What do you think about the rubbery figures with a wire inside of them? That's weird they went with that. But that made it better when you made jumps and stuff and they had him bouncing around the concrete. Didn't have to really worry about messing him up too much. Anyway, that's a look at Ideal's Evel Knievel line. And that brings us to the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching. Thumb up so you like my content. Subscribe to the channel. And we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.